Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, July the 20th until the 24th. Let's see what we've got this week. Disgaea Mayhem is releasing this week on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. This is Disgaea if it was reappropriated into being an action hack-and-slash game, just like what Zelda did with Hyrule Warriors and what Dynasty Warriors did with, well, Dynasty Warriors. A great idea. Fantastic way to spin off a franchise. Well, actually, it's not really a spin-off of Disgaea. The Disgaea name was added just for the international release. It's called something else in Japan, but either way, a decent idea. Sadly, execution is supposedly not too great, with average reviews popping up from the small amount of outlets that have covered it. But my executive producers, Dave Horwath, Adamantium, Robotech, and Chaser Mine, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Dementium The Ward is releasing physically this week on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 in Europe. There's nothing known about a North American physical. This is a horror game that originally released on the DS and was quite unique for the system. First-person horror game on there, cool. Well, this is a remaster and you can kind of tell it is a DS game. It's got a very retro look to it now. A bit of a curiosity, but having played the game on my 3DS, I think it's pretty good. Short and kept within, a decent scope. If you like horror, you'll perhaps have a decent time with it. And my executive producers, Abs, Mr. Awesome, and Dave Huswaite, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. And yeah, it is only in Europe, but VGP are carrying copies of it, so if you want it or any of the other games featured in this video, then please consider purchasing via the links down below in the description and pinned comment. VGP are a fantastic company with free worldwide shipping on orders over $55 American. Any purchase made helps support me and this channel in the best way possible. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Plus, if you purchase something via my link, you are put into a weekly draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. Last week's winner was John S. And this week's winner is Paolo T. Congratulations, you should get an email from VGP in the coming days. If you don't, then hit me up and I will try to sort it out for you. They get very busy sometimes. Alright, what else have we got this week? Splatoon Raiders is probably the big release this week. Well, the big one for Nintendo Switch 2. It is on a proper cartridge, of course, and it is a spin-off of the well-loved competitive multiplayer franchise. Each of those games did have a fairly solid single-player mode, and this is taking it to the next level by dedicating a whole game to a campaign. Although you don't need to play it alone, you can play online or local co-op, but on different consoles. Here you play as either an Inkling or Octoling and explore a bunch of islands as part of a crew. It is going to be a good one for sure, and my executive producers, OGCIB, Jeddah Crow, Dane Wilkinson, Vay, Jake Vav, The Nemo 6, Viz, Punky Dooster, and Jimmy A. Guerrero, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Super Meat Boy 3D is releasing in North America on Nintendo Switch 2 as a proper cartridge. This is out in Europe already, and I somehow forgot to bring it up when it did release, but I thought I would wait until this North American to bring up my oversight. But yeah, it's Super Meat Boy gone 3D, same sort of Twitch-based platforming gameplay, same sort of die 100 times before you do it kind of game. However, it is now in an extra dimension. It's also on PlayStation 5, and my executive producers, Super Ben Julio, Josh Foot, and Dead Bunny's YouTube, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, the low print limited pre-orders. Little Misfortune is Super Rare's latest Switch release, and this is a surprisingly old indie game, at least for what is usual when it comes to like limited run and Super Rare stuff. This one is from 2019, so it's taken its sweet time to get a deal struck for a physical. Either way, this is a rather popular game. It looks like your bog standard indie adventure game that Super Rare definitely would do, but things start to get weird, and it's often being compared to Franbo, which Super Rare also did, and it's from the same developers, so you can expect the same sort of, well, I don't want to spoil it. 6,000 copies is quite ambitious from Super Rare. I don't know how fast that's going to sell out, but if you want it, be there on Thursday. And my executive producers, Mr. Lee from Eastern NC on eBay, Sora Cat, and Nerdy Sean, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, the import section, Play Asia territory. Yeah, if you want to import any of the games featured in this episode, you can do so, well, you can do so via VGP, but also Play Asia. And if you click my Play Asia link, you can get 5% off with my discount code Jordan2026. But you must click my link first, otherwise it won't work. Death End Request Code Z is releasing this week in Asia. This is a Play Asia exclusive and is a nice little loophole to finally get this game on the Switch in English physically. You may remember years ago it was unceremoniously cancelled before Nintendo's new content guidelines, and there were refunds to those who pre-ordered it. But East Asia Soft have come to the rescue once again to get this game into Switch gamers' hands. Unlike the main series, this is more of a spin-off dungeon crawler, almost like a mystery dungeon style game where death is a key mechanic to the gameplay. You get rewarded for gruesome deaths, which is probably what Nintendo of America didn't like. But having played this on PlayStation 5 before, I like it. It has a standard edition as well as a 2,000 copy limited edition. It is a Play Asia exclusive, but VGP will sell a few copies too to help out, and it is a great way to stick up the middle finger to Nintendo of America's new policies. And my executive producers, Firm Returns, Cartoon Soren, Mojo, Kevin W, Danielle O, and Surfishin for Air, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Solateria is releasing in Asia and Japan this week. While they all play in English, you are likely to want to take a look at the Play Asia exclusive cover version, which is the English cover one. It has their logo on it. There is a standard and deluxe edition of it too. This is a parry-focused Metroidvania that has very nice reviews, especially from those who also enjoyed Nine Souls. Some really impressive visuals with hand-drawn art. Definitely want to pick up if you like Metroidvanias. And my executive producers, Instacritic, Joshua L, Juice250, and Madhawk110, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Staffa Retro, a supernatural mystery quest. This is releasing in Japan and Asia this week, and it will play in English. This is a prequel, maybe, to Staffa Case, which is also an import exclusive physical release. It's called Retro not because it's actually retro in style, but it's about solving cases in the past. It is a detective mystery game set up like your standard Ace Attorney game, but the other game is very well regarded, and hopefully this is of similar quality. The game only comes in a mini collector's edition, which has a CD, has some cards, and acrylic stand. And my executive producers, Lewis K, Miami Sunrise, and Alexander Cato, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Yog-Sothoth's Yard, I don't know how to say this, but this is releasing in Japan this week, and although Play Asia currently don't mention anything about languages, if you check the Japanese eShop, you will see that the game does support English, and it is an interesting looking title. It is a horror-themed dating sim as you build a hotel, set the menus for the restaurant, excavate a mine, and date your workers, of course. It's got good reviews, and as an import exclusive, it is mightily cheap for your standard edition, 21 bucks. But there's also a limited edition, which has a keychain and character frame cards. And my executive producers, Cole Animals and D's Nuts, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Coffee Talk Tokyo. A quick mention to this because although it is releasing in Asia this week, it is coming to the West but in early September, so a little bit of a wait. It's on Switch, Switch 2, and PlayStation 5, and it will play in English, but if you've got the patience for it, wait for the Western release. Either way, my executive producers, God of Resin, Ghost Bune, Jennifer M, and Brent McLean, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Japan is also getting these games, neither of which have English. Before I get into the community spotlight, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. It will be the best thing you do today. Not only do you get useful videos like these, but you get other kinds of useful videos like discounts, new announcements, opinion pieces. I'm very useful, okay, so use me. Alright, the community spotlight. Sully sent in this photo with a bunch of games, including the weird sideways cover of Various Day Life. I think there are only like 5 Switch games that use a sideways art, so it's pretty unique. Robin H picked up the import exclusive Freedom Wars. Actually a pretty big game, although fewer people imported it than I expected. It is one of the higher budget import games. Cartoon Soren sent in this photo with some Neptunia spin-offs. I haven't played the Senran Kagura one, but I guess it could be kinda interesting to see how they mash those two franchises together. Avatar D sent in this photo picking up Trip World DX from Limited Run. A pretty cute Game Boy game from back in the day. It's kind of like Kirby but a bit less good. Every time I try to play it, I mildly enjoy it, but then I kind of check out after the first level. I don't know why. Kevin W sent in this photo with one of the import exclusive VNs. There are so many these days, many of which have a blue tinted cover with girls on the front, which my old ass brain, I just can't remember which one is which. This is one of the recent ones though, I can tell you that much. Super Ben Julio sent in this photo with Mouse PI for Hire, which you're going to see a fair bit in this video. There is a lot of support for this awesome boomer shooter that's a proper cartridge on Switch too. TCWS sent in this photo that made me tear up. My little puppy plus a recently passed away pet. It's all sorts of heartbreaking. I know I did a sponsored video about the game, but it was entirely sincere, okay? The game is good, and it's just kind of like therapy if you've had a recently deceased pet. Anyways, rest in peace, Willow. MadHawk110 sent in this photo, which makes me happy to see the Disney collection, plus Freddy Fish the collection, for all your afternoon cartoon educational needs. Juice250 sent in this photo, picking up Ellipse from Pix and Love. Is that the normal artwork? I don't recall seeing that before, but it looks lovely. Vasilius A also sent in the photo of their passed away pup and picking up my little puppy. Like, what are you guys trying to do to me, okay? It's Monday morning. I am not emotionally prepared for this, but rest in peace, K9, and I hope you enjoy the game. I hope it helps. Steven665, thank you so much for your support on purchasing a bunch of these games via my links, including Star Wars Monopoly. Like, the second that this was released, they announced another Monopoly game for the Switch. Don't you just love companies, their lust for money? Instacritic sent in this photo picking up Absalom, which we've seen a fair bit. Was it reprinted or something? There seems to have been a surge in interest, even though there is a Switch 2 edition coming out pretty soon. Lewis K sent in this photo. Nice to see Mini Shoot Adventures is out and about from Super Rare Games. I heard it's complete on cartridge too, which is nice, and not always the case for Nintendo Switch 2 editions. Some of them are set up kind of poorly. Apparently it's really confusing for publishers. G Bautista 100 sent in this photo, picking up a recent import and an evergreen retro collection that every RPG fan should pick up, because it's always cheap, it's like $20 usually. Mojo sent in this photo with Snack World. Apparently Level 5 are remaking this game already. Maybe they think there's some real gold in there and they want to unlock its true potential. I don't know, I've never played this one. Miami Sunrise sent in this photo picking up Cruisin' Blast, which has been delisted from the eShop, so now it is a physical only title. Go grab it if you can. It is a fun, dumb racing game. Raven Knight sent in this photo picking up both the Versh Evermore Otomes. If I didn't see them both together, I'd have thought they were the same game. I mean, the cover art, come on guys. Dave Horworth sent in this photo with another Cruisin' Blast. Sadly, it seems to be out of stock, like in most places now, but it would be nice if VGP could come to the rescue once again. Hint, hint, that's a hint at VGP, not at the hint that I know they're gonna do something. I have no idea. D's Nuts sent in this photo. I kind of forgot about Eternights. I played it, and I rather enjoyed it, but it's not stuck in my memory since, because, well, I forgot about it until I saw this picture. It is worth it though, good game. They sent in this photo with 3 Switch 2 physicals, one of which is exclusive to Japan, another exclusive for a short amount of time, and one that's not exclusive at all, which is a nice range of exclusivity. Firm Return sent in this photo with KOF 13 Global Match, whatever that means compared to its non-global match. Was it a very insular release? Who knows? Mr. Lee from Eastern NC on eBay sent in this photo. It appears that when asked which Capcom Arcade Collection cover art they wanted, he just answered, yes! Alright, let's have a roundup. McLaren, Kresalak, James the First, The Family OG, Seaweeda, Bub, Twig E, Dabro 90, Cultured Guna, Exile, Max1216, Theo, Franco F, Jimmy B, That Man, Treats, Axeru, Bill R, Andrew R. Cost 71. Frank. If you want to send in your photos, the details are on the screen right now. Special thanks, as always, to my executive producers over on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. Plus you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, you are a legend too, and I need to know who you are. If you watched all the way through, please leave me some meat emoji in the comments in honor of Super Meat Boy 3D. Show me your meat, or something like that. And please have a fantastic day while you're showing me your meat.